Hey guys, here's one more skill that I can teach you in air writing is use a straw, okay? And the straw is the lightest way to air write, okay? Because I can air write with a pen or I can air write with a straw, okay? And now you have to realize when I use a straw, okay, it's very lightweight, okay? The straw is very lightweight in a way that it's going to help you to air write while you're speaking on camera or while you're in life air writing. You can use a straw, okay, to air write, okay? And it actually is a nice way for you to air write because it gives you many benefits. First of all, it's lightweight. Second of all, it's much easier to air write as well with a straw. And you can cut the straw with scissors. You can cut it. You can cut the straw by length, okay? And you can write with air writing just like that as well. It doesn't have to be a full straw. It can be half a straw. You can cut half a straw and you can air write with the rest of the straw, okay? So use a straw today to help you to basically air write so that you're having a good time in the process. Hey guys, so I've learned a new air writing skill, okay? What you can do is when you hold a pen, hold it at the end of the pen, okay? But I've actually done that in a video already. Take the lid off, okay? And once you take the lid off, it's going to be much easier to hold the pen like this from the end of it, okay? So as you can see, the pen is right here and I can air write like that, okay? Without the lid on, okay? So sometimes I use a pen, I take off the lid, okay? And once I take off the lid, it becomes easier for me to grip the pen and it helps me to air write, okay? But when the lid is on the pen, sometimes the lid gets in the way of my comfort in terms of comfortability when I'm holding the pen, okay? So what I do is I take off the pen so that I can have more comfort in holding the pen this way, okay? So when I hold the pen like that, I just air write, okay? So that's what you can do. Take off the lid's pen, okay? Take off the pen lid off the pen and start holding the pen at the end of the pen, okay? And start air writing like that. It's going to give you more comfort and it's going to be a better way forward. Hey guys, so I want to say, for example, your confidence, okay? Your confidence is something that you authentically create, okay? You have to create your own confidence. You have to create your own ability. You have to create what you think that you should create, okay? So you have to get to the point in your life where you're doing lots of creation, okay? Creating content, okay? Every single day, creating the most you can, becoming the most you can, feeling great about who you are, okay? But making sure that you're helping yourself to help other people, okay? But you have to understand this. You can make a social media. You can be posting all this content online, okay, for free, and you will not get paid for your work. Understand? This is what happens in the world today. Okay, people make all this content online, and other people don't seem to pay them at all. You understand? So you have to get to the point when in your life where you're getting paid for your work, where you're getting paid for your skills and contributions to the world. You understand? So you need to realize every single day you have to grow yourself. You have to grow into the person you need to be. You have to grow into the person that you think you should be, okay? Now, you have to grow into a good person. You have to be a good person in today's world. And you have to make sure that you're studying and making sure that you're living a great life. You understand? But living a great life is what it's all about. You understand? Always looking for the better way. Always looking for better ways of dealing with life. Always looking for better ways of doing something that you can feel confident about. You understand? Because how do you build confidence? Well, first you speak on camera, okay? And you create content, okay? About things that you're confident about doing in your life. And you be all about that. You be all about your content. You be all about creating information, creating something for yourself that you can post online, that you can make for other people, and that you can build a profile about you, and that you can actually help yourself to study and do as much as you can to live a great life, okay? Because that's what it's all about. But I want to say something. Make sure you understand that other people are not going to believe in you. Other people are not going to care about you. Other people are not going to be in your life. Okay? Other people won't even search you up. But you still have to show up daily for your work. You still have to show up daily for who you are. Okay? You still have to show up for something that you believe in. You know, because that's what's worth it. Okay? You have to become worth it. You have to become worth it in your own life. You have to every single day do the most you can and start really understanding that life is to be lived now. Life is right now for you to do the best job you can for yourself and other people. Okay, so focus on yourself. Focus on helping yourself to grow as much as possible and live your best life. Okay? That's what you need to do. You need to take pauses in your communication. You have to understand when you meet someone, ask them how their day is. Ask them things about their life. What do they do for a living? Why do they do that? Why do they do what they do? You understand? And you have to realize that you have to start understanding to communicate with people. You understand? You have to communicate with people in daily life so that you can feel better and so you can feel like a greater version of yourself. Hey guys, how's it going? So guess what? You know, when you're going into a nightclub, you're looking to solve problems. Okay, you're looking to basically learn something about the scenario you're in. Okay, so you have to learn, for example, things around life. Okay, you have to learn what it takes to succeed. You have to learn your self-worth. You have to learn something about you that you can give to other people. Okay, so you want to make sure every single day you're doing the best job you can for yourself, but that you're becoming your best version. Okay, so you have to be serious about your thing, about what you do with your life. Okay, so let's say you go to school. Let's say you go to school. You have to be all about school in your life. You have to be serious about something in your life. You have to be serious about where you're going with your life, what you want to do with your life, how you're going to get forward, who you're going to talk to, when are you going to talk to them, and how are you going to feel confident about yourself moving forward. Okay? Because in life you'll find many people have different kinds of success. Some people work in construction, some people are bartenders, some people are living in hostels, some people are living in hotels, some people have $1 million, okay? Some people are DJs, some people are music artists, some people are entrepreneurs, some people own real estate. So everyone's got their own success, okay? Everyone's got something different about their life. And you have to get to the point in your life where you feel confident about who you are. That you feel confident that you can speak to a woman. That you feel confident in yourself, that you can talk to anyone at any time whenever you feel like it. And that you can get a reaction from them that makes you feel good about yourself. Okay? So you have to get to the point in your life where you feel every single day you're working towards something. You're working toward a better life. You're working to become a better person. You're working to have a great mind. You're working to have the skill set that you need to succeed. And now, let's say you're on a disability support pension. Okay, so what happens in this life when you're on a disability support pension is basically you start seeing everyone else have great cars, they got a woman, they got kids, they got family, they got friends around them, okay? And you show up to a nightclub and it's just you. It's just you, and it's like, now you start to compare, for example, because when you start to compare, what happens is you start to tear a bit of your self-esteem. You start to wonder, am I enough? Am I a person who can handle a woman? Am I a person who can handle having friends? Am I a person who's worthy of love and attention? Okay, so you have to get to the point in your life where you are feeling that you can speak to people, that you can have a good time in the process, that you can feel that you can contact people and talk to people and also have a good time. Okay, because this is what happens. When you're posting information online, when you're posting content on the internet, okay? What happens is, yes, you got a voice. You're posting content online and you're helping people. But I want to say that you want to get to the point in your life that you feel, for example, that you're someone in life who can help others. That you can put yourself in a position where you can compliment others, where you can feel that you can do something for others, that you feel genuine in your communication with other people. Okay, so you have to understand that, especially, for example, when you're drinking alcohol, okay, what happens is this starts to wear you down, okay? Alcohol will wear you down, and alcohol will make you feel like shit, okay? Basically, yes, it can remove, for example, some physical aspects of life in terms of reality, okay? So when you drink alcohol, for example, what happens is you start, for example, feeling like now you can handle it. Now you got a bit of a motivation. Now you can start doing your work. Now you can start doing whatever you feel you need to do. But I want to tell you something. You have to keep sober. You have to keep sober in life if you feel the necessary need to become a better version of yourself. Okay, so you have to get to the point in your life where you feel that you are deserving of love, that you're feeling that you're deserving of attention, that you feel that you're deserving of someone special in your life. Because no matter your job status, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what's in your mind, no matter what's going on in your life, okay, there are certain things that society project at you that make you feel like you should be something more than what you are. Okay? So, for example, a society will say, oh, you need a 9-to-5 job. You need to have $1 million. You need to sell courses online. You need to do something with your life. You need to stop doing drugs. You need to stop doing things that harm you. You know, so everything that everyone's saying, okay, it does ring a bell, okay, but you have to realize that you must not go towards society's expectations of you. You can only fulfill what you feel that you can do in your life. Okay, so if you're on a pension, okay, if you're on a pension, or if you're someone who's not working a 9-to-5 job, and you're living at home, and no one's contacting you, and no one's talking to you, and it's just you, and now you have to go live your life, and you have to go show yourself a good time, you have to go to the gym by yourself, you have to go to a friend's house by yourself, or whatever it is. You have to get to the point in your life where you have stability, where you feel good about yourself, and where you feel that you're making a contribution to the world. Okay? So you want to be able to grow yourself in a way that you feel that you're making a difference in the world around you. Okay, so for example, when you're with a woman or when you're with a group of people, you have to come off as confident, you have to come off as someone who can speak, and you have to come off as someone who is genuinely interested in other people. You have to be interested in other people. And now, for example, because many people hide their personal story, many people hide their personal status and what they are in life. Okay, many people don't. But you have to realize that many people don't say things about them to other people that is very personal. Okay, so people hide personal things from other people. Okay, so for example, everyone's got personal information that makes them who they are at the moment. Okay, so you could be on a pension, you're not working, you don't have a lot of money, for example, yeah, or you have a specific amount of money but it's not a lot, and your daily life and what you do and whatever it is. You know, you could be watching porn, you could be going to the brothel, you could be doing drugs behind the scenes. You know, this is all personal information about you. And now I want to say that a lot of people hide personal information from other people. Okay? So when you start hiding personal information from other people, you're not really connecting genuinely to another person as much as you can be. Okay, so what you can do for yourself is write a script about what you can say to other people and what you can't say to other people. Okay? Write something down where you feel what you can say to other people is going to be genuine and it's going to be straightforward, understanding that you're asking them questions, you're charismatic, you're energetic, you're feeling good about who you are, and you're making a positive difference in the world. Okay? But what I want to understand is every single day you do something that, for example, you're living your life, you're straightforward understanding what you can do for other people, and you're every single day making sure that you can vibe with yourself, that you can do something special for yourself, that you can take yourself out, and that you can have a good time with yourself even when nobody's around except you. Yes, and you have to take care of yourself, you have to love yourself, and you have to become your greatest version in life. You have to become a person who other people want to be around. Okay? You have to become a person that other people feel that they are drawn to you because of your charisma, because of your confidence, because of who you are, because of how you speak to people, or because of how you make them feel. Yes, and so you want to make people around you feel great about themselves. But when you're air writing, okay, when you're air writing with yourself around other people, you're actually becoming very distracted in your communication with other people. Okay, so for example, when you find yourself air writing with other people, you'll find that you're not talking to them as much anymore because you're more focused on yourself and what you're doing with your life. But that's why I want to say, when you're with other people, start talking to people more often. Start making sure that you're not air writing around other people, and that you're doing something to make sure that you're doing something to help yourself to grow with other people, by making sure that you're corresponding to talking to other people in terms of asking them questions and making yourself feel known around them. You have to make yourself feel known around life. You have to make sure that other people will know you, about who you are as an individual. You have to showcase who you are, and you have to sell yourself to other people. Okay? But you have to build confidence in yourself that now I'm in a good position where I can talk to other people and where I can feel good about myself and my current status and who I am. Okay, so you have to realize that, for example, you might watch television, you might see people in the news, you might see people on social media, or people in real life. They got a woman, they got kids, they got family, they got friends. You know, it's always the same story. They got family, they got kids, they got a wife, they got a husband, they got kids, and they got family. You know, and they got some money in their pocket, and they got maybe a physical aspect of life where they look good with their body. They got, for example, whatever it is, they got some success. Okay. And now what you need to do is you have to stop comparing yourself to them, and you have to appreciate them for how they are. You have to accept them for how they are. You have to accept yourself with where you are at in your life, and you have to look at everything that's happening in your life as a thing that's moving you forward and not backward. Okay? So consciously, let's say you got 1,000 problems in your life, you know, you got all this ton of bricks in your life, for example, in your minds about wisdom, about, for example, things that you have to solve in your life. So all I'm saying is, do not turn to alcohol or drugs to solve those problems for you, because you have to realize you have to be your own support network, and you have to be taking care of yourself as a person. Okay, you have to take care of yourself, and you have to feel good about who you are. You have to make sure that when you look at social media and how many people are engaging with your content, you have to feel positive that you posted that content online, and that you're feeling good about yourself, about who you are in this moment right now. Okay, you have to also accept yourself in terms of who you are right now. Okay, you have to accept your mentality. You have to accept who you are right now, because that's how you move forward. So for example, accept yourself, make sure you love yourself, make sure you're every single day with yourself, make sure you're speaking your heart out, make sure you're understanding the fundamental basics of life, and make sure that you're understanding how to move forward with your life with where you currently are. Okay, so doing a lot of riding does help, but make sure that you're going out here and there. You're going for a drive. You're going somewhere with your life. You're experiencing new things. You're experiencing variety in your life, and you're making sure that you're living to your best potential. But let's say you're someone who watches porn. Let's say you're someone who watches porn. And now, because you watch porn, you don't go to the brothel and you don't go chase women, okay? But why is that? Because you're watching porn. And now, when you're watching porn, what happens is this thing happens where, oh, like you're not pursuing sex with real women because you're watching porn, but because you're watching porn, you wish you could have real sex, but your financial stability doesn't allow you to go and have sex with women, for example, because you don't have the finances or whatever it is. And then you're making sure that when you're going out and chasing women, for example, that you don't feel that you're confident enough to talk to women because of your current status and where you are currently in your life. Because suddenly you don't have a lot of money, or you don't have a job, or you're feeling poor in your life, or you're not taking care of yourself and you don't feel good about who you are. Yes, and so there's a lot of factors that come into play when you are trying to pursue a woman, when you feel good about yourself, and when you have lots of money. Okay? So you have to understand that, for example, money doesn't come falling from the sky, and people have to go and deserve their life, and they have to go work for a living, and they have to go work and make something come true for their life. So what I want to say is, don't judge anyone about where they are currently in their life, because they went through a whole lot of challenges to get to where they are. In a sense, so whatever the challenge is in life, you have to look at it positively, and you have to make sure that you're understanding how to move forward from that point of view. Okay, from how to solve problems. You may see someone, for example, have a woman that you want in your life, or that you dream of, for example. But what does that say about you? What do you really need to do to get yourself a woman in life? It's nice when a woman is believing in you, standing by you, connecting with you, and feeling great with you, and having a good time with you. But you also have to make sure that you're developing into the person that who she wants to be around. Okay? You have to develop yourself into a person that man or woman wants to be around you, because of your lifestyle, because of how you are, because of your attitude, because of how you live your life, and because of how you're moving forward in your life. And you feel confident that you can attract that kind of person in your life because you're moving forward. Okay, so every single day, look for a thing that you can do today that's going to make you move forward, that's going to help you to basically give your life out, okay, to other people, where you're giving of yourself, you're generous, you want to help someone else, you want to give them your passion, you want to give them everything about you, but you want to be known by them. Okay, you want to make them feel known, in terms of you want to make yourself feel known around them. Okay, so you have to move forward in life to get to know people. You have to get to know people, and not only talk to yourself, but talk to other people. Okay, you want to be talking to other people also, and you want to be making sure that you put yourself in positions where you are in front of women, where you're in front of people, you're talking to them, and you're having a good time, and you're encouraging yourself to talk to people. Okay, you might be someone who doesn't have a lot of friends. You might be someone who doesn't have a lot of money, and you might be someone who doesn't have a lot of status. Yes, and so then you see someone else who has all that kind of stuff, and then you feel down about yourself because you're comparing, because you've been comparing to other people and their status and their fame and their money and how they got a woman or family and everything, and how you don't have that in your life. You understand? So what I want to say is, comparison to other people, you have to catch it out. You have to make sure you're not comparing to other people, because when you were a baby, you didn't know what things are. You didn't know what was going on in your life. You didn't know what was going on in life at all. And when people were talking to you, you didn't feel that they were trying to make you feel down about yourself, or to make you feel like you're worse than you are, or anything like that. So you have to understand that you have to get to the point in your life where you feel so confident like that baby who doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, so you don't know what's going on, but you know that somehow you're moving forward in your life and you're focusing on yourself, you're focusing on your path, you're focusing on what you can give to the world, you're giving your passion, your dreams to the world, and you're making sure that you're making yourself a path where you can move forward with yourself. Okay, you're making sure that every single day of your life you're growing with who you are, you're becoming your greater version. Okay, because that's all that matters. Your greater version matters. Okay, you need to understand. Maybe start pursuing women less, start pursuing things less, and start pursuing yourself more. Yeah, saying start pursuing your life more, start pursuing where you're going with your life, who you're surrounding yourself with, and how you're moving forward in your life. And so this is something that you have to understand in your life or in anyone's life has to move forward with their life, because every single day, for example, myself, when I understand that when I get down on myself, I'm starting to move forward because I lift myself up. Okay, I lift myself up because some people can't give you what you desire. Okay, some people are not in that position to give you what you truly want in your life. So you have to go and give yourself what you desire. You have to go give yourself what you work for, and you have to go give yourself what you earn in life. Okay, you have to give of yourself to get to the point where you want to be at. Okay, so every single day study the person you are, start loving yourself, start reflecting about yourself, start taking yourself out and start exercising and start looking better for yourself in daily life. Start understanding to take care of who you are and start loving your life. Okay, start really taking your steps forward. Okay, making sure you're moving forward in your life regardless of what's happening in your life. You're making sure that every single day you're doing the best job you can for yourself to live today. Okay, because today comes with a set of problems that you have to solve in order to live more life. So every single day seek to solve your problems so that you can live life. Okay, because the more you live life, the more successful you are, and start understanding that you have to really believe in yourself that you can do it even when no one else around you believes in you. Okay, because the more you believe in yourself, the more others will believe in you and your path. Okay, so really focus on your life, focus on your direction, focus on where you're going with your life. Start putting yourself on video, start exercising much more, start understanding that you're moving forward with your routine, you're making sure you have a better habits, better lifestyle and better dreams. Okay, making sure you reassess where you are currently and what you want out of life every single day. Okay, reassess where you want to go with your life and start focusing on your dreams and what you want to achieve with your life.